And that is so important, and we're going to be talking more about that a little later. Okay? All right. So today we're going to start our coffee and tea session, and we're going to be talking about just a few important items, and we're going to be asking everyone that's on the call, if you have any questions or concerns, we're going to ask you to please put it in the chat. Mr. Bart would be our chat person for this morning, and we're going to do our best to get through this particular session. And we're here to answer any question or address any concern that you might have so that we can go forth and plan for the month of June. So with that being said, what I'm going to do to kick us off, the first item on our agenda is our after-school program. So let me share, and Mr. Brian, I'm gonna let you do what you do, right? And then I'm gonna say what I have to say. So first of all, I wanna apologize to all of our parents because we had to cancel the after-school program because we really kind of ran out of funding. And we were not excited about that whole situation. So Mr. Bryant literally had to go back, revise, change, and really come up with a master plan to kind of help us get through the next couple of weeks. So I want to thank Mr. Bryant for doing a job well done. And I want to thank all of those parents who had to adjust their schedule. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that this never happens again. So with that being said, Mr. Brian, I'm going to let you speak on.
Well, before Mr. Brian speaks, let's just briefly go over the agenda for this morning. So we know.
Yes, and then Mr. Brian, and then I'm going to step right out right quick. Ms. Kahan, I'll be right back.
No problem. All right. So good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Tea with Mr. Hooks. Today is May 17th, and it's a beautiful Wednesday morning. So yes, Mr. Brian is going to be speaking about after-school programs and some other things as well. And then we'll be talking about graduation, and we'll give you dates for each grade's graduation. We'll also talk about the 5th grade event. So this is only for upcoming events for only our 5th grade students. And we'll give you some June clerical dates just for you guys to be aware of. And then, of course, a thank you for the Teacher Appreciation Week, because the parents went above and beyond. So a little bit about that. And our Spirit Week, which is this week, and Diversity Week, which is coming up next week. We'll talk about that. And PS 123's Carnival on June 1st. And then, of course, we'll end it with our Q&A session and open discussion. And feel free to always type any questions or concerns in the chat, and we will address anything you need. So our first item on the agenda, Mr. Brian, our Community School Program Director. Take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad to see so many people, and I appreciate you listening. So I did want to look at 3 ideas, and they are the after school and the budget. Secondly is the application forms, which are related to our second point, the day school social emotional learning program. And I wanted to talk about the application forms because I know that they are a little bit confusing, and they're substantial. You know, there are 8 pages to fill out, and I would love to explain why. And the third is about parent engagement going forward. Okay. So Ms. Kahan, if you could go to the next slide. Thank you. Okay. So I asked Ms. Kahan to put this together so that everyone here had a sense of who was supporting us and why. I work for the Child Center of New York. We're a community-based organization, and I'm the community school director working with the Child Center of New York. However, we are funded by something called the 21st Century Community Learning Centers Program. It is a federal and state funding program for after-school and day school programs. So anything that I'm involved with, including after school, including the Winter Carnival when I was Santa and doing the singing, including the music that I make during the day with the children to kind of help with social emotional learning and making connections with them and making sure that they have a creative outlet. It helps to pay for that. It helps me to be here to help to bring resources like Operation Warm, the coat drive in, and many, many more programs that we are trying to implement. And it's an additive process. We are going to continue to look for more programs that the community here needs, okay? The school community and beyond. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I would love for you to just keep in mind is that this program is data driven. That means that the application forms that I will talk about, they are not signing you up necessarily for a particular program, but all of that information anonymously goes to the state in the form of attendance. So if you attend the Community Garden Club, which is a service learning project, if you attend our STEM program on Saturday, which is a subcontractor-driven program, but a great lab program, STEM program that the kids really enjoy, after-school programming, and even those music push-ins that I do, I take down all the information that just in the form of attendance, the information of the children. And like I said, anonymously, it goes in to a database called Easy Reports. And all of that information is recorded and then passed on to the state. And the more that we do, the more that I can provide in the form of programming, the more that I can help the school provide in the form of programming and other opportunities, the better the state knows how we're doing. And the better that we're doing, the better the chance that the program will continue. So that's what I mean by data driven, okay? And thirdly, I put down strict budgetary guidelines to this 21st Century Community Learning Centers program, because this is how we kind of got into trouble with our after school program, because it's very restrictive and complicated. All right, so I'm going to go back to the after school and the budget just for a moment, okay? So we began very ambitiously on October 12th with the after school program. I was hired on October 11th, and we'd already begun. We were not fully informed of all of the intricacies of the budgetary guidelines, but we were learning. And PS 123 put together a pretty robust program. And as I was learning, I realized that the robust program was something that we couldn't sustain in the long term. So like Mr. Hook said, we made some changes on paper with regards to who was funding what part of the program, and with some guidance that said that we would be able to move money in the budget into a place where we could pay teachers. The state released the funding very late. It didn't release the money until March, the end of March. And that ended up affecting the services that we offered. And ultimately, literally the day before we had to cancel the after school program entirely at the end of, well, it was after Mr. Hooks had kind of canceled his part of the program, we found out that we could not move the money because of those really strict budgetary guidelines and some poor guidance. So we were kind of stuck, which was really unfortunate, because our intention was to continue to give certain students a little more support academically and to keep some of these other great programs like dance and sports going. And all of a sudden, there was just going to be no money. So unfortunately, we had to cut. And at the moment, I am keeping just a real sliver of an after-school program going because of those other strict guidelines that are associated with the 21st Century Grant. So I'm doing art. I'm teaching art on Tuesday. I'm teaching singing on Wednesday and Thursday. And I'm doing Community Garden Club on Saturday morning, as well as doing sports in the afternoon on Saturday for a very small number of children. because I need to keep the program going. So that's kind of where we're at. We had this really robust program and a very complex budget to deal with, and some guidance that could have been better. But we made it through to the end of April, and I really appreciate Mr. Hook's guidance on that, and the help from all the teachers. The teachers did an extraordinary job. They worked really hard. My crew eventually, when I got them hired, did a fantastic job. So I really appreciate that. And I also want to say, I really appreciate the patience of the parents. I really, really appreciate it, because there were so many changes that happened. And I received so many more positive, supportive comments about this. And I can't tell you how important that was to me, this being our first year and having these difficulties. So to reiterate, we had a robust program. We had a budget that we were not quite certain how to deal with. We tailored it. And as a result of that underfunding, we had to initially end the large program at the end of April, and then further cut the program because there was no funding at all. That shows me, and Mr. Hooks as well, because we've discussed this endless number of times, that our planning for next year is going to be absolutely scrupulous. We are going to look at every day and make sure that we absolutely understand all aspects before we begin, so that we can bring a really clear program to the parents, and then we can address things before they happen. So I will take any questions about this in a moment, but I did want to address the application forms as well. Okay, the application forms, like point number 2, are based on this data-driven process. So, for example, if I have my social emotional learning program during the day, my music program, and I go to see 2 classes, and I see them for each half an hour, I have to put all of that information into our database, so that eventually, at the end of the year, when the state does an audit, and they do, actually they're coming in a couple of weeks to look at our information, they can see not only that we've done this, but we're building on it. And these are the numbers that we have. And that data is currency for us. It says, okay, we're doing these programs, and these are the children that are receiving them. And ultimately, the children get to give some feedback as well in the form of surveys, because they get to say, yes, we received these programs, and yes, we really like them, or no, we did not like them. We don't think it was good. So it keeps us accountable as well. So when you receive the application form home, either you may have received it already on Monday or Tuesday, or if it's still coming home, please fill it out so that I can enter all that information into my database and show the state that we are working hard, and we are trying to not only do well with the programs that we have, but continue to add on. And if you have questions about the application form, or if you're having difficulty filling it out, please let me know. I'm here and I will help you fill it out, because I know it can be complex. So I definitely appreciate that. So lastly, before I open up for questions, I did want to talk about a parent engagement piece. So Ms. Kahan, could you flip to the next slide, please? Thank you. All right. So we have 2 events coming up, and they're really important. They are about parent and community engagement. These are the times that you let us know what you really need. Okay. This community school strategy is based not on what I think should be done, but the information I get from parents and the community that comes out and lets me know what they need, and we can design our programs to the best of our ability based on that. So on Saturday, June 3rd, we are having a family day / resource fair, kind of like we did in October, on the 15th of October, in conjunction with the Parent Association Family Day. So we're going to try and have some fun things going on, but also bring in vendors that will help people out. I know for sure we're going to have Legal Hand. They provide resources for people who are in need of legal resources. And we're hoping to get some people in to help with financial information and as many different resources as we can. So please join us on June 3rd. I believe it's 10 to 1, but I'll make sure that a flyer goes out and we're going to promote it. Secondly, equally important, on Tuesday, June 13th, we're having a community school forum. This is something that is required as a part of the community school strategy. So it's something that I need to put on, but I'm really looking forward to it actually, because this is where the parents and, like I said, community members get to come in and we have discussions. There's going to be a state of the school address with Mr. Hooks, and we're hoping to have some other exciting things as well. Maybe some performances if we can do it, because I want people to come in, and I want this to feel like less like a meeting and more like a festivity, you know. But equally important, there are going to be little groups that people can go and join, and they can talk about specific topics. Talk about engagement, family engagement, and whether it is at the level that you want it at. Talk about the after school and other extended learning time experiences and opportunities. Are they happening when you want them to happen? Are they the types that you're interested in? That kind of thing. And what could we support that comes from the community already? For example, I know for sure at least one parent has come to me and said that with regards to the community garden club, that he comes from a family of farmers. This is the information that I need to know, because our community garden is a community garden. So please join us on the 3rd for sure for Family Day Resource Fair. That's a Saturday. And then June 13th is the Community School Forum. It's going to be from 2:45 to 4:45. We're going to make it worth your while, and we want your information. We want your voices to come through. All right, so that's a lot. I hope it wasn't too much. If you have any questions now, please go ahead and ask them, and I'll answer to the best of my ability.
So you did have one in the chat, which I think, well, two. They were asking, did everyone get a form to sign up for after school?
Okay, so yeah, the after school, that was a question that somebody had earlier, and I think the best way that I can explain it is the application forms that are going home are information forms that I'm using for every program. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're part of after school if you fill in the application. Okay, the application, like I said, for now, because after school is essentially over, except for the few programs that I'm doing at the moment, it's for the social emotional engagement for during the day. Okay, we are going to come up with a less confusing system over the summer, so that the application form will be filled out at the beginning of the year by every student, so that they can access whatever programs are connected to this 21st Century Grant and the Child Center of New York, because that's what we want. We want everybody to have access if possible. And then the individual programs, we'll make sure that permission slips go home, so that we have emergency information, we have the right attendance, we have all the information, so that we know who's coming when. So I'm saying the application is to cover the program you're doing during the school hours. Yes. I want to understand clearly that this is not something that happens during off-school hours. Yes, the social emotional learning program, which is the music, is going to happen during the school day. Okay. The only extended learning time or after school activities that are happening right now are Tuesdays, visual art, and it's the extension of the art program that we were doing before. There are only 2 more sessions left. So I'm not accepting more students right now. We're just finishing off our program. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, I have a singing program, which is already full. we were doing it partially because we have a mandate from this grant to have a certain number of hours covered. And I can't pay anyone at the moment. So it's myself and Miss Walker, and we're having a good time doing some singing and enjoying ourselves. And then on Saturday, like I said, we have the morning, the community garden club in the morning, and some of the STEM programs that happen on Saturday. We have only 2 more opportunities for that. And I'll reach out on Class Dojo for that. So if you fill out the application form, this is not for your child to come after school anymore. It is so that I can collect the data for the programs during the day.
Great job, Mr. Bryan. I want to thank you for that information. What we will be doing, so parents will know, I'm going to be speaking with Mr. Bryan about setting up a Zoom session to really talk about the Child Center of New York, its program and what they do. And so, Mr. Bryan, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to see if we can put that together before, hopefully before the June 3rd, the June 13th Community School Forum. I want to
Absolutely.
Specifically for that. So I want to thank you for all of that information, and I want to thank all of the parents, and we're going to keep them informed about this 5-year 21st century grant. Great job, Mr. Bryan. All right, we're going to move along. All right. Next, graduation and graduation dates. Yeah. You know, one of my favorite songs is The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Yes. I want to thank all of those parents, and I want to say congratulations to all of the parents who has a 3K, pre-K child who's moving up. And as you can see, the date is going to be Thursday, June 15th. All graduation starts at 9 a.m. And I know everybody like to ask me, how many tickets? All right, we're going to keep the ticket at 4, folks. Now, you know it's graduation. I know everybody wants to bring everybody. So we're going to try to start out as 4 tickets. Okay, all right. So here, and you can see kindergarten moving up. Stepping up ceremony is going to be Friday, June 16th, 2023. And of course, our seniors showtime is going to be Thursday, June 22nd, 9 a.m. So I want to say congratulations to everyone, all of the parents and their little ones for making this happen. It's going to be special. This flyer went out. We're going to send it out again so that you will have it and you can put it on your calendar. But this, I'm really excited to see all of the kids and the parents for graduation. Thank you, Ms. Kahan. Thank you for that. Next, we also, a part of graduation, we've sent out the graduation, we sent out a draft of our 5th grade graduation week schedule. So as you can see, I've changed my mind already. So it's going to be 4 tickets, right, Mr. Bart?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, correct. 4 tickets.
Yeah, we're going for the 5th graders, it's going to be 4 tickets. No more than 4, folks. I know folks are already planning for 5, but 4 tickets so that we can make sure that we can get everybody in there safely. And this is the schedule. You can take a look for all of our 5th grade parents. We're going to be sending this schedule out again soon. And I want to thank all of our parents, all of you, for meeting the challenge of paying your child's graduation dues. Thank you very much. We're extremely happy. Okay? Extremely happy. All right. Okay. Now, okay, please mark your calendar. Here are the dates for the clerical days, meaning on these 2 days, Thursday, June 8th, which is a staff conference day, there are no students. So you have to make plans on that day. And then the following day, on Friday, June 9th, staff clerical day, no students. All right? Okay?
Okay, Mr. Hooks, we do have a question from a parent. What time is the awards ceremony? I guess for 5th grade.
Let's go back. We're gonna send out a letter. We normally would do the award ceremony like at 5. We try to make sure that parents are able to attend. So tentative time right now is 5 o'clock. That could be pushed back to 4:30. Okay? All right. And something that I just want to mention, I know Mr. Bryan spoke about the community day forum. Everything that he discussed is going to be in person. Now, you good, Ms. Carmen, you good, you good. It's
Okay.
going to be in person, so everything's in person. All right, Ms. Kahan, I'm gonna let you speak about the teacher. First, I want to thank all of the parents. I want to thank all of you. Thank you for your support, the goodies, the extra pounds that I gained. I want to thank all of you for that. All right, Ms. Kahan, I'll let you speak on it a little.
Yeah, so on behalf of the whole staff at PS 123Q, we all say thank you so much for being so kind and thoughtful for last week, Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week. We really appreciate so many of you guys stepped up and showed love and support, and it did not go unnoticed. So thank you so much. I mean, we had that cute schedule, you know, is how sweet it is to be taught by you, and all those little themes like donuts and cookies and muffins and chocolates. It was so beautiful. And I mean, the atmosphere in the school last week was incredible. Everyone was so positive. It changed the dynamic. It changed the way everybody kind of felt and walked around with smiles on their faces. So we really appreciate your kindness, and thank you so much for that. Seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of the parents. Thank you so much. We're having Spirit Week, which actually is this week. It started on Monday. Today is Wednesday and Space Day. Ms. Kahan and her team and our teachers will be taking pictures. Today, I saw the awesome Hawaiian Day Aloha pictures yesterday. They were just awesome. And we're going to encourage our parents, please make sure you go to our school website, and make sure you go to our Instagram page. Ms. Kahan, she puts everything there for your delight. So please get a chance. Now, tomorrow is Decade Day. Decade, all right? So I've been challenged to dress up in the 50s, right? Yes. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, Decades Day. And then on Friday is Dress for Success. So we want the boys and girls to come in here. We're going to tell them it's Dress for Success. They have an interview, so they have to be interviewed by the principal. So they have to make sure they come in looking extremely sharp. And we're going to be looking forward to that. I want to thank our Fun Friday committee for making this really happen. All right. Okay. Ms. Kahan, I'll let you do the piece on Diversity Week and Multicultural.
Okay, so next week is Diversity Week. So starting Monday to Friday next week, we're going to kick off Diversity Week with a multicultural family parade. So that's on Monday, May 22nd. Parents are welcome. So 8:45 a.m., the parade is going to begin with 3K, pre-K, kindergarten, first and second grades. Our lower grade classes are going to start the parade. We're going to start in the schoolyard. So parents, if you do want to attend, meet us in the schoolyard. And at 12:45 in the afternoon, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade will do the multicultural family parade. And again, parents are more than welcome to come and take pictures and have fun. We're also, for the rest of the week, going to have cultural diversity performances. So on Tuesday, the 3K and pre-K classes will do cute performances. And again, weather permitting, they will be outside in, I guess, like the basketball court area, and the children will be sitting on the grass area and will be looking towards the basketball court area. So if you want to attend, parents, you can meet us in the schoolyard. Wednesday will be kindergarten and first grade performances. Thursday, the 25th, 2nd and 3rd grade. And then Friday, May 26th, 4th grade, we'll do the performances. It will all be the same kind of schedule. Again, weather permitting, parents are all invited and welcome to come. And fifth grade is going to be focusing on graduation because they have a lot to cover, a lot to do. So we thought it was best for fifth grade just to focus on their graduation. So that's why if anyone wants to know why fifth grade is not on here, it's not a mistake. They just have so much more to cover. If you have any questions.
One person asked, what will they be doing during the parade?
What are the
Just walking around.
Yeah, as I say, we're opening it up too. So it's not just around the track this year. We're going to be walking around the school. So kind of goes around the houses. So the neighbors around the block can also partake and see the kids. I know they usually either have their flags or they dress in certain different cultures and they just walk around and represent for their whoever they want to represent.
Right. So, yeah, so it's going to be a nice little half block parade. We're just going to work our way through the schoolyard and walk around twice. So it should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot of fun. I want to thank the committee for making this happen and putting this together, multicultural committee that actually put this together. Thank you, Ms. Kahan. Thank you very much. Great job. All right, next, man, we got a lot going on here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, PS 123Q is going to host his first carnival, which is going to be June 1st, 2023. And there's going to be a lot of fun. So we are asking for the first 25 parents to volunteer that day. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be 8:30 to 2 o'clock. But we're looking for 25 parents to volunteer. We have a committee that is going to be reaching out to those first 25 parents. Ms. Kahan, you want to add some more to that?
Sure. So the carnival will be on June 1st. There's going to be games, a magic show, balloons, face painting, treats for the kids. It's going to be a lot of fun. The schedule is, we're still working on the schedule. We'll have every single class going to the carnival. And it is for PS 123Q students only, okay? Now the forms went home. If you want to volunteer your time to help out at each station, because we are gonna have stations like cotton candy and popcorn and things like that. So if you did return, it was a green paper, a green form. If you did return the form, that is to volunteer your time to help out with the stations and to help distribute, materials and things for the kids on June 1st. I think some parents were kind of misinformed, or they were just sending it back, maybe thinking it was a trip slip or something like that. So we will be calling the parents just to make sure that you are aware that it's to volunteer on June 1st from around 8:30 in the morning until around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, I see we have questions. Thank you for sending in the volunteer form. We appreciate it. Do the children need to bring money? So the answer is no. Everything is already, it will be paid for. The proceeds for this carnival came from the school sale. So remember, we did the Valentine's sale and the Mother's Day sale and the raffle. So the proceeds all came from the sales. So everything will be put back into the school in a fun way. So we hope the kids, we know the kids are going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be magic shows and lots of treats. There's going to be face painting. I mean, it's going to be a blast. The kids are really going to have a great time. So parents, if you are able, if you did send back the green form, it is for volunteering your time for the carnival to make it even more successful. Any
Awesome.
other? Okay, I need a form. Okay, well, okay, so volunteer. So the parent who wrote, I need a form, the volunteer form, the green form that was sent home. Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, let's get the name of the parent and we'll make a connection with them.
Okay, can you type in what class your child is in, and we'll try to get one to you today. Okay,
All right, thank you, Ms. Kahan. Moving right along. Thank you. And we want to thank all of those parents for that.
so PS 123Q has a social media following, and we are on Facebook as well. We are on Twitter as well, and Instagram. So those are our handles. And if you ever want to post pictures, like for this week, it's Spirit Week, for example. If you feel like you want your child to be featured, you can post a picture on your Instagram and use the hashtag PS123Q Stomach School, and or tag us, and you'll be featured. You know, everyone who attends the school will be able to see your child. So everything that is posted on social media is also posted on Class Dojo School Story. So if you are not on social media, that's okay. Hopefully you are on Class Dojo. You will be able to see all the posts on Class Dojo as well. We also have a website, ps123q.com. That's where you can find a lot of information. You have to go to news, or just scroll down towards the bottom of the page, and you'll see the latest news for the school. So for example, all of the flyers, like for the carnival, even for this Coffee and Tea with Mr. Hooks, the Zoom link, it's all on there if you scroll down to the news section of the website page. And I think that's it about social media.
That's
so we're
it?
up to Q&A,
Okay.
questions and concerns.
Yeah. Okay, all right, that's it. Do we have any questions, parents, at this time? We're going to open it up in a little Q&A session. Any questions? Anything that's on your mind right now?
Good morning, Mr. Hooks and
Good
Ms.
morning.
This is Kalima Davis. Michaela Davis's mother, class 4-1. When you do the volunteer, can you do part-time volunteering? Because 6 hours, I mean, from 8 to 2 is very long.
Yes, yes. We whatever you can give us, we'll take it. I just wanted to make sure I can put the hours out there. So part-time, short time, anytime is good time for us here for the volunteer. So yes, yes, thank you. And we're looking forward to seeing you. It should be a lot of fun. Bring your chair. It should be a lot of fun.
Okay, we do have a couple of questions in the chat.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bart.
No, I was gonna let you go. You were.
All right. Our first question is, will students be promoted to the next grade regardless of how poor their academic performance is?
Great question. So that's a yes and a no. So let me go with the no first. So if any parent on this call has been in conversation with their child's teacher regarding his or her performance, and they've actually met with the administrators, then we'll be sitting down to have a meeting with that particular parent. And if that parent feels as though their child is in their best interest to repeat the grade, then we would take that strongly under consideration. Okay? All right. So if there's anyone that's on this call who, has that concern, please, once we get off this meeting today, please set up a meeting with your child's teacher and request that one of the assistant principals be in attendance so we can kind of really address this both academically and socially. Okay, thank you. Next.
Next question. My child is a senior. What do we do with their uniforms?
Well, I can say that there's always this community service of donating, because there's always some family in need of uniform. So a good donation to the school, we welcome that. The thing we ask that is freshly clean, pressed, and ready for that child or that family that might be in need of that uniform. So I want to say thank you for making that donation.
Okay. That's all the questions we have in the chat.
Okay, so as we go along, first, once again, I want to thank everyone. Thank you for attending. Is it possible? What is that? I can't see that.
Okay, so next question, is it possible to address the yelling situation during recess?
The yelling situation, can we be more specific? I mean, because I know the kids are outside. Yeah, I know what they're talking about, the yelling and the screaming. I know the kids are.
No, I'm sorry. No, it's not about the kids. I actually love it when they have a good play. But I've noticed before, and I think I spoke to the parent coordinator in the beginning of the year about it. When it comes to whoever is in the yard, when they start screaming at the children, and I know they could be a little, non-responsive sometimes. But yesterday I noticed that they were screaming at the children. And I felt bad because, I know my child sometimes cries a lot, and maybe we could find an alternative way to address it. Like, another way of communicating with the children instead of yelling at them.
Yes, and thank you for bringing that to our attention. It's the first time hearing about it, and we will follow up, and we will bring that. We have both assistant principals on the call, and also we have our guidance council, which I'm gonna wrap up and introduce everyone. So we'll address that, and we'll make sure we'll check that. Okay, thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you.
What's the next question that was there?
The next question is, do parents check things that their child or children take home? Because someone took my child's glasses.
What color are the glasses? That's a good question.
Hi, yes, good morning. Hi, yes, I'm a parent of a K1 student. Her name is Sharina. So about a month ago, she took her glasses with looks like a sunglasses, but it's not a sunglasses, it's a tested lens, transparent lens. Someone took it and I asked the teacher, but no one seems to say who took it or return it. So that's my question. It's like, when my child come home, I check her things, make sure it's hers and not somebody else. So I would just like have that question.
What color were the glasses?
Pink. It's a pink glasses and it marks Ray-Ban to the side. It's a pink.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue to search for them and ask, and we'll try to find out if you can put in the chat the child's class, and then we can follow up. We'll follow up with that, and thank you for bringing that to our attention. All right. So as we get ready to close out, as we get ready, yes. Now, we always try to ask parents to do your best to label, and the things we've been teaching and talking with our kids about is that, one, making sure that you're respectful of other kids', I call it property. So we'll make sure that we'll follow up. With that being said, so with our closing remarks, Ms. Fajardo, our guidance counselor, is on the call. I don't know if any of you have had a chance to meet or speak with Ms. Fajardo. Ms. Fajardo, could you introduce yourself? And then I see Mr. Bryan is in. Ms. Fajardo is our guidance. Could you introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ms. Fajardo, and I'm the guidance counselor here at PS 123.
All right. Ms. Fajardo, she's first hearing about this. We're going to be planning a 5th grade parent middle school acceptance information session in the month of June. So all of our 5th grading graduating parents, we're going to be putting that together. I understand that there was a lot of questions and concerns regarding the acceptance letters. So I'll be sitting down with Ms. Fajardo, me and my assistant principal, to kind of put that session together. Mr. Bryant was on. You heard from Mr. Bryant earlier regarding the Child Center of New York program. I want to thank Mr. Bryant for all of the work that he's done. It has been a very challenging year, but we're getting there. Ms. Kahan, our school website director, I want to thank you for making this happen every month. And I want to thank you for working with our team to make sure that the information that needs to get out to the parents, it gets out to the parents. And I can't thank you enough for the work that you're doing. We always believe ladies first. Ms. Williams-Brown, our assistant principal, you have any closing remarks that you want to share or anything?
No, I just want everyone to have a lovely day. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out.
Thank you for that, Ms. Williams-Brown. Mr. Bart, my other assistant principal, do you have anything you want to share, Mr. Bart?
I think we covered a lot today. I mean, I'm looking forward to the fun activities we have coming in the next couple of weeks and stuff. It's kind of scary that the end of the year is already here, but I'm hoping we go out with a nice bang. And excuse me.
All right. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you for taking the time out this morning from your busy schedule. It's been a pleasure to, as always, to serve you each and every day and to serve the students and to serve your children each and every day. And I want to thank you for that opportunity. And I just want to say, please stay connected to the school. Parents are important. Your voices are important. And we want to make sure that we hear from you. And please make sure if there's any question, any concern, my door is always open. The assistant principal doors are always open. The guidance counselor, we work for you. And we're here to make sure your child or your children are successful here at PS 120.